What's happening, everybody? Trey here, joined as always by my dad, Sean. And today, at Reactions to the Classics, we're going to be doing a top 10 of the UK indie songs, a nice little mix here that we've got from our buddy in the UK, Peter. Peter, always appreciate it, my friend. And
Always.
looking forward to this one and just kind of get this out of the way. Peter said, I'm not ranking these. It's just a selection of cool songs. It's a blend of pure catchiness, some humor, and classic indie guitar anthems, and ends with a somber tale about fighting fascism. And if that doesn't seem like a great synopsis for a video, I don't know what you're doing, man.
Exactly. And I mean, and Peter's in the UK, and so he's just trying to help out a couple of
Yeah,
Americans here.
that's right.
Get a little more into the UK scene. He's brought us great stuff.
Oh yeah, Stone Roses.
The Jam, just all kinds of, some nice song reactions, the Happy Mondays.
That's right. The Libertines,
The Libertines.
which may or may not be on this list.
Yeah.
So
So he's brought us some great. So he's just trying to educate us. So yes, this Trace. I just want to reiterate, it's not his top 10. It's just some really good stuff. And so before we get started, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Hit the big red subscribe button below if you haven't already. We upload stuff every single day. And if you'd like us to do a top 10, a album review, an album reaction, or just a song reaction or support us in any way, check out our Patreon link below. The patrons make this channel possible. And also check out our Twitch link below. Follow us there. We have live streams every Friday night, every Wednesday, and just kind of whenever we feel like it.
definitely, man. So I guess we can get started with the first song on this list here. A group I'm not familiar with any of these tracks. Just
I don't think I am either.
So, and I'm not familiar
That's what
with
it should be.
this group, but
I'm not either.
it sounds pretty cool. The Mock Turtles with their track "Can You Dig It" from their record Turtle Soup, 1990 was their debut.
Yeah, and Peter wrote something on most of these, and on this one he said one fun fact worth mentioning about the Mock Turtles is that the lead singer Martin Coogan is the older brother of actor-comedian Steve Coogan, aka Alan Partridge.
Oh, cool.
Alan Partridge is possibly the most famous comic actor in British TV. Americans might recognize Steve Coogan as Stan Laurel against John C. Reilly's Oliver Hardy in the movie Stan and Ollie. And then I did a little bit of research, Trey.
Yeah, it was originally the B-side to the song "Lay Me Down," went to 18 in the UK, 12 in Ireland. In 2003, after the song was used in a advertisement, it was remixed by Fatboy Slim and Simon Thornton and released again. Remix went to number 19.
Yeah, and the name of the song came about after the Mock Turtles were asked for a name for a song for the B-side to Lay Me Down so that the sleeve art could be produced. Martin Coogan had been watching The Warriors, which featured the rallying call, Can You Dig It? The name came first, and the band went off to write the song. That's probably challenging, man, to come up with the name
Man.
first.
Well,
So
I do like the Warriors. Good little film right there.
yeah, so as usual, if you're a regular watcher, the music will not be in this video due to copyright. However, if you want to follow along with this, actually listen, there'll be a link below to another site. You can do that if you just want to hang around here and see what we think of these songs because you're in the UK and you know all these and can't believe we don't. Just hang around here.
No, definitely. Well, we got the lyrics pulled up, man, on our respective computers. Let's get started with this list, man. Thanks again, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Should be a fun one. Can you dig it? Starting this list of tunes off, man, and a very strong opener here.
Incredibly strong. You mentioned it during the reaction. I mean, just very easy on the ears, very catchy.
Dude.
Guitar was fantastic, the tone of it, and the lyrics don't have to be high level because just
man.
that chorus. Can you dig?
Yeah, man. Martin's got that that light, almost whispery type
Yeah,
of vocal
it's very
delivery
nice.
that just made it so easy and smooth. You can kind of just vibe, close your eyes, and zone out to it. Really strong guitar work as well. And yeah, just that chorus was just so oddly catchy, man. Can you dig that? That'll just be going through my head
Exactly.
the whole night, man. And lyrically, just kind of it seems like he. Maybe some mixed signals or a relationship ended this or that, and you won't ever get me down, you won't see me hanging around. And then the Can You Dig It? Just a cool little indie rock sound. As Peter mentioned at the start, we're gonna have some catchiness, some nice guitar in here, and we definitely had that in the solo, dude. So Mock Turtles, man, they might have just been a bit of a flash in the pan, but hey, they came out and brought us Can You Dig It? So I do dig it, the Mock Turtles. I do. Cool tune. And now we're going to go to Sit Down by James.
It's James, man.
Hey, I like that. Yeah, just keep it simple. Never heard of James, but this was released in '89. Lyrics were written as an homage to author Doris Lessing and singer Patti Smith, who had inspired the lead singer of James, Tim Booth. In its 7.5 original form, it only reached 77 in the UK.
After experiencing success as part of the Manchester music scene, a new version was released in March of '91 that was shorter and with new lyrics. It reached 2 in the UK and was the 20th best-selling single of '91 in the UK.
Ooh.
That's the one we're going to listen to per Peter's request. In 2013, the song placed 4th in a poll by BBC Radio 2 to find the greatest track to miss out on the #1 spot in the UK charts. And in June of 2017, Coldplay performed this song at the One Love Manchester benefit concert for the victims of the 2017 Manchester arena bombing. So I'm sure if you're in the UK, you're very familiar with the song and has some pretty heady history to it.
James, bringing us Sit Down, and man, I just know this list is going to be fire.
I swear to you, I was going to say the same thing because it's very similar to the previous song and just so catchy, man. And I know Peter said that in the lead up to this list, but wow, man. Just a great tune.
Yeah, and I mentioned it in the reaction or while the song was playing, but I thought the vocal layering in the chorus was really tight.
It was.
Because you had Tim going with the sit down, and then, backing vocals down, down, down. Kind of merging that together was cool. Like the metaphor in the first verse, drawn by the undertow, my life is out of control. I believe this wave will bear my weight. So let it flow. Appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
Tim is bringing forth, and appreciate his. If I hadn't seen such riches, I could live with being poor. It seems like, especially in the UK, they're very clever sometimes with these little one-liners.
They very much are, man.
That I enjoy. But I mean, this is the type of sound that I know we both enjoy.
Yeah, man.
One of my favorite genres is just like that indie rock, alternative rock, whatever you want to call it. And this fit that, man. Again, strong guitar work, and another group. Now, James didn't make their way over to the States.
No, they didn't, man. I like the bridge there too. Those who feel the breath of sadness, sit down next to me. Those who find they're touched by madness, so sit down next to me. Those who find themselves ridiculous, sit down next to me. In love and fear and hate and tears, they just keep repeating that. And down, down, and then it gets into the sit down, sit down. So I mean, it does have a strong message to it, even though it's just incredibly catchy, and you find yourself zoning out on the lyrics because it is just so good and so melodic.
Oh, definitely, dude. Couldn't have said it better myself. And now we're gonna go to the great Pulp. And their track "Babies." Pulp will only feature one song reaction to them.
It's gone over quite well. This is from His and Hers in 1994. Lyrics about a boy spying on his friend's sister from a wardrobe. Uh-oh, dude, what are you doing? Though poppier and lighter than much of the band's earlier material, the band was pleased with the song, and it was released as a single. NME readers ranked the song as Pulp's 4th best in a fan vote. It's first released in '92. It failed to chart. It was included in the band's next album, His and Hers, and was later remixed for the Sisters EP in '94. This new EP release, which is not on Spotify, became a top 20 hit when re-released in '94, peaking at #1 in the UK. We're not going to quite listen to that one, but it's going to be a version of it.
And Jarvis Cocker noted that the genesis for the song began when their drummer, Nick Banks, played a few mistaken chords on the guitar, leading to some interesting sounds that Jarvis then worked into a song. In another interview, Banks, the drummer, recalled that the band had switched instruments as a way to generate new song ideas. He explained, I was the germ of the song idea. We'd stop for a cup of tea, and I just picked up Jarvis's guitar and started playing 2 chords. So then Jarvis sort of said, what's those 2 chords you're playing there? And I went, well, one of them is G, no idea what the other one is. Literally 20 minutes after I'd played those first 2 chords, we had the entire song, basically.
Sometimes by accidents when you come up with the greatest stuff. What a cool story, man.
Pulp, bringing us Babies here. Definitely the most interesting story we've had up to this point.
For sure, yeah. More of a story and interesting vocally in that, he spoke a lot of it.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
just talking to me, telling me about things, and then he'll get into singing it. So, it happened years ago when you lived on Stanhope Road. We listened to your sister when she came from school because she was 2 years older. And I mean, when you're younger and the sister's 2 years older,
right.
It's just a whole different world. She had boys in her room. I listened outside. I heard her all right.
And then it progresses soon. That was all right. But I want to see as well as here.
Curiosity, man.
So then that's where he goes. He hides inside the wardrobe as she came home around 4, and she was with some kid called David. Oh, from the garage. I like how the
Yeah, of course. You can do that better than I can.
I listened outside. I heard her, and then we get into the chorus. That's I don't know. It kind of strikes me as humorous just because of how forthright and it is.
Oh, I want to take you home. I want to give you children, and you might be my girlfriend. Yeah.
Still had that catchiness as you're singing.
Exactly.
Like,
Then he gets back into talking to you again. So it was really an interesting song. I enjoyed it.
So that was and then at the end it was kind of interesting too because he thinks she's gone. He came home one day and all her things were gone. I fell asleep inside. I never heard her come, and I opened up the wardrobe and I had to get it on. Yeah. Oh, we were on the bed when you came home. I heard you stop outside the door. I know you won't believe it's true. I only went with her because
She looks like you. I mean, he's just trying,
What an excuse, man!
It's not his fault. It's
you think that that play with her that hey, I only did it because
I think that probably wouldn't, Trey. I'm thinking that's probably not going to be your best comeback, but you probably didn't have much time to think about it.
Well, man, cool little tune right there, man. And now we're going to go to a group that we really enjoy. For Peter, first thing we ever did, we did a full album reaction to the Stone Roses self-titled debut. And don't know this song though. We got Sally Cinnamon going to be doing the 12-inch single mix up in here.
Yeah, and I don't know much on this. It was the second single released by the Stone Roses. Spent 39 weeks on the UK indie chart in June of '87. I'm not a real smart guy, but to me, that's 3/4 of the year. When re-released in 1989, it entered the UK singles chart, peaking at number 46, right where it entered. So, not a huge hit then, but you notice on a lot of these songs, they re-release them at different times back during that time.
It's pretty cool, man. Well, knowing the Stone Roses, I bet we're in for a treat here. Sally Cinnamon, 12-inch mix by the great Stone Roses. Can definitely tell it's early Stone Roses.
You can, for sure. And I really enjoyed it, man. I mean, just a nice tone.
And kind of like Babies, we have a little deeper story in here that kind of comes to a head at the very end because you start off, you think it's a song between a guy and a gal, And
yeah, I mean, it seems like he's putting all his hopes in Sally. Until Sally, I was never happy. I needed so much more. Rain clouds, they used to chase me. Down they would pour. Join my tears, allay my fears. Sent to me from heaven, Sally Cinnamon. You're my world.
And, instrumentally had the great John Squire kind of jangly guitar that we're used to. Again, another very catchy tune here that still kept those kind of like rock indie sensibilities to it. And then, again, kind of talking more about Sally, what she tastes like, and how she's sugar and spice and all things nice. And then at the end, though, we kind of get the realization. It says, then I put the letter back in the place where it was found, in the pocket of a jacket on a train in town. So this guy was just reading this letter the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a nice little twist, as you mentioned, at the end.
And then it says, sent to her from heaven, Sally Cinnamon, you're her world. So at the start we had Sally Cinnamon, you're my world. That's from the perspective of the person that actually wrote the letter, who we assume's a girl. So we're figuring probably a lesbian relationship up in here, man. So that was a cool little twist in there
so too, man.
As well. I didn't expect that. So that was a cool little left turn. And again, really tight instrumentally, man. I always dig the Stone Roses. That might be in contention for my favorite tracks at the end here. But we're gonna go now to The House of Love. With their track, I Don't Know Why I Love You. Keeping with the name up in there.
Exactly, off their self-titled album in 1990. Second single, didn't do much in the UK initially, although it would achieve greater success as a Radio 1 single of the week and in reaching number 2 on the modern rock charts in the US. So at least a little bit of success over here.
I Don't Know Why I Love You from The House of Love here. Maybe my favorite song up to this point, man.
I don't know, man. It's hard. All these songs are freaking fire. Yeah, that song is great. And, it's very clever lyrically. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It starts out, there's going to be a bunch of, I don't know why I love you. Your face is a hammer in my head. Never heard such a term. I remember every word you said. I just don't know why I love you. I don't know why I care. I never even liked your hair. I feel like a seventh heir, but I don't know why I love you.
I like that hair and air.
Yeah, I was like, there you go, my man. You rhyming that up, and then gets to the chorus, and then the second verse. He keeps going. I don't know why I love you. Your face is a foreign food. Don't really know. I really don't Know if I should. I don't know why I love you. I don't know why I care. I duck and weave and fight. I work to treat you right. God, I don't know why I love you.
Dude, yeah, just that pull, like, this person maybe drives me nuts or this or that.
But then
and
in
yet,
the third verse, that first line, he kind of gets there, Trey, a little bit.
yeah,
man.
he says, I don't know why I love you. It might be your soul and your heart.
There's
maybe,
a little better answer, my man. That might be
Yeah.
what you want to say to her.
Maybe it's the way you speak. I don't know why I love you. And then, that kind of just outroed us out. Guitar, I've noticed on all these songs, they sound just so like, clean, I guess.
Yeah,
for
that's
lack
a good
of,
word of
like,
it. Yeah,
and,
they're just so pleasant on the ears, man.
and timeless too. Like, I could see this guitar lead being on an indie track that released today in 2020 too.
Yeah, I can too.
So man, really really enjoyable one. Never heard the House of Love before,
Me neither.
but I'm liking it. I'll have some music to dig into here.
I was gonna say,
some,
man.
some bands to check out. And now we're gonna go to Nick Lowe. With the track from Jesus of Cool in 1978. We got Marie, and I'm probably going to butcher
Provost?
Provost. That's what
Is that
I was
you
going to
would
say.
I guess we'll find out if he starts singing. Peter has the 411 on this. Nick Lowe might be best known in the USA for being part of the Cash family due to his marriage to Carlene Carter. He is in fact a posh English bloke who was heavily involved in the new wave and produced the early Elvis Costello records on the independent Stiff label. His song on this list is based on a true story, a silent movie's actress whose remains were partially eaten by her dog.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe I should have dug into this story a little more than I did.
This one, well, with that lead up, I gotta.
I mean, I've heard that. I've heard your animal will eat you if you die and you stay there long enough. So I guess this is true. Man, that was
Poor Marie, indeed.
That was funny.
Man. Oh, dude, yeah. This is where
I mean, not to Maria.
No,
wasn't,
but yeah, some of the lines in here, man. What Peter mentioned at the start, some humorous stuff. I mean, it's not humorous, but the way that Nick Lowe went about this was like. Has the chorus ever sounded better? She was a winner that became the doggy's dinner.
She never meant that much to me, but now I see. Oh, poor Mary. So, yeah, I mean, it starts out she did not look her best the day the cops bust into her lonely nest in the cheap hotel up on Hollywood West, July 29. She'd been lying there for 2 or 3 weeks, and neighbors said they never heard a squeak. For hungry eyes that could not speak, and then Trey, the last line.
Said even little doggies have got to eat. I was reading on the side that this is embellished a little bit.
Yeah, thank goodness.
But to, kind of artistic effect, but it works, man. I definitely, a lot of the songs that we've been doing, most of them have been that late 80s, early 90s period. We're throwing back a decade from that here. I definitely could see how Nick here would produce that Elvis Costello sound.
See, I was just looking, yeah, I definitely heard it sounded like it could have been something that Elvis would have done. Almost sounded the same vocally at some points.
That's what I was going to say.
I read he actually produced the first 5 albums
Wow.
that Elvis did, so he was with him for a long time. But what a fun song. Even though, I mean, the subject matter is not fun, but the song itself is fun.
Great, really catchy melody. Great, just you kind of want to just bob your head and again get lost to the music, even though we got a bit of a wild story in the background, dude.
For sure.
So a really cool one by Nick Lowe there. Now we're gonna go to the Libertines, who we've done a song reaction to for Peter, man.
Yep.
This is gonna be from their 2002 debut, Up the Bracket. It's the track "Time for Heroes."
Yeah, it was their second single, went to 20 in the UK. It's based on singer-guitarist Pete Doherty's experiences and police brutality at the London May Day riots of 2000. He explained the meaning behind the lyric, "Wombles bleed truncheons and shields." The Wombles were a revolutionary sect from the era of the May Day riots in the year 2000. They were rioters who all dressed up like Wombles from the TV series, including tinfoil shields and wobbly truncheons. I don't even know what that is, mimicking the riot police. There were about 12 of them, but they had many enthusiastic disciples. It's also widely acclaimed, coming in at number 2 on NME's list of the best 50 songs of the previous decade, and they placed at 28 on the list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. This thing better be banging because these other songs have been fantastic.
Yeah, they're great. Well, and I always like to looking at NME's list for the stuff over in the UK.
I do too.
They're
it's
kind
much
of
more relevant, than looking at somebody from here.
Time for Heroes. The Libertines bringing it, man. A lot to unpack in just a 2-minute 40-second song.
You said it during the song, and I was going to say it like. It is so impressive. It's a 2-minute 40-second song. It's 6 verses. I mean, the pace that he sings with is
Yeah.
amazing. And then I'm like, okay, in 2 minutes 40 seconds, they're gonna get through 6 verses. But no, they're gonna get through 5 verses and take probably a 30-second instrumental
Dude,
break and
at the
still
very
hammer
end.
it all out.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, wow, that's quite impressive.
Very impressive progression of the tune in here. As you were mentioning, Dad, enjoy that mini guitar solo at
Yeah.
the end. Definitely has, and I know they're kind of noted as this a little of that post punk ish sound
Yeah.
as well with the indie in there.
Pete was a tabloid darling. He got into a lot of controversy over time.
Yeah, and it is cool knowing the backstory because I don't know if I
Yeah.
would have picked that up.
No,
about
I would
the-
have been like, what are you talking about?
And I don't. I'm gonna have to look up what a womble is.
Yeah, it's probably
you know?
big in the UK, right? It's a TV shows probably, but
Oh, I see it here. Womble are also. It's also a name for a London-based group of anarchists. Maybe I don't know. But I'm gonna have to look at what it is. Because it's a cool little word too
Yeah.
that sticks out as a womble. But I like at the very end too. He notes he in the almost final verse he says he knows there's fewer more distressing sights than of an Englishman in a baseball cap, and we'll die in the class we were born. But that's a class of our own, my love. A class of our own, my love. I just like that. Hey
I do
man.
too. And he even throws out what Bill Bones from Treasure Island, so he gets a little
See, I didn't know who that was either. So
look see in here too.
this is one I'll have to go back with some of these references that went over my head. But musically, man, enjoyed it and tight, very tight, lyrically as
Yeah.
well. So like the Libertines, man. So thank you, Peter, for including them on this list. And now we're gonna go to Me and the Farmer by the House Martins. The House Martins. Yeah, I like these unique names we got up in here.
Yeah, definitely.
From 1987, The People Who Grinned Themselves to Death single went to 15 in the UK. Me and the Farmer. The House Martins bringing it, man, with... gosh, it's going to bug me because this lead singer definitely sounds like somebody.
I know, I was thinking the same thing, but I can't place it either.
Yeah, at this part, it'll hit me after we're done filming.
Of
I'm
course.
sure. But yeah, man, an interesting little story here that kind of makes you think back to the times where you'd even biblical times.
That's what I was thinking through all of it.
where you'd work the farmland
Yeah,
to
exactly.
kind of pay off your debt or whatever.
Me and the farmer get on fine through stormy weather and bottles of wine. If I pull my weight, he'll treat me well. But if I'm late, he'll give me hell. And though it's all hard work, no play, farmer's a happy crook. Jesus hates him every day because Jesus gave and farmer took. And then we get a little almost like call and response here.
Yeah, though, won't he let you go?
Probably no.
Probably no. So why does he treat you so? I just don't know. And the catchiness again is very apparent.
Very apparent. Pretty quick vocal delivery on this one as well.
Not going to make like my favorite tracks or anything.
Me neither, but
still,
it sticks in the head, man.
It's still very interesting kind of subject matter here, and on top of bringing forth the not jangly, it didn't have a jangly guitar, but it just had that guitar that was, again, like all these songs, so clean.
Yeah, exactly.
No feedback or distortion or reverb, really. It's just nice and pleasant on the ear, man. And now we're gonna go. We have 2 tracks left. This top 10's, or this mix of 10 rather, is going really quick. We have "She Moves in Her Own Way" by the Kooks, a group I've heard of at least. This is from their debut in 2006. 5th single, went to 7 in the UK.
Yeah, and they're near and dear. The name is near and dear to our hearts because they actually took it from our man David Bowie from the actual song of Hunky Dory.
That's right, man.
That's where they took their name from. That's all I know about them. But
The Kooks, "She Moves in Her Own Way." What you think of this one, Dad?
yeah, I enjoyed it too. It's one of those that just sticks in the head. Again, you mentioned during the reaction, electric and acoustic, nice little mix, and once again, quick delivery of the lyrics. And
under 3 minutes, man. This is one that I can see doing well on the charts, man. Very catchy. Yet again, we're a broken record here. Had that pop sensibilities to it as well, and again, a unique take on it. I like it in the chorus. Well, oh, I love her because she moves in her own way. Well, she came to my show just to hear about my day. That in there, almost like I am kind of. a little apprehensive because do I want to get caught up in another
Yeah,
relationship?
exactly. And verse 1 starts on Monday, then verse 2, he goes on to the next day and
And the
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah, and it seems like this one is a girl that actually cares about him,
Yeah.
though. So it's like, okay, maybe I do need to take the leap and have the claps going in. At
The claps
end.
are always a good move because it always just like accentuates the song for you. It
Yeah.
sticks in the head, man.
So again, another standout melody here, and just another really catchy tune, man. Peter got us a good
He
little
did a heck of a job on this one.
little mix here. Now we're gonna go to the longest song on this list and the last one here. And if I remember correctly, Peter said ends with a somber tale about fighting fascism. I guess that's what we got here from the title. If you tolerate this, your children will be next. Manic Street Preachers from This Is My Truth, Tell Me Yours in 1998.
Yeah, and I kind of went in on the research as you see there in front of you, Trey. It was the first single, sold 156,000 copies in its first week and reached number 1 in the UK. Became the band's only song to chart in North America, 19 on the Canadian RPM Alternative 30 chart. So if we want to count that as, no offense to our brothers and sisters to the north, but that's just a very little chart even in the Canadian charts. Nominated in the category of Best British Single at the 99 Brit Awards. Is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the number 1 single with the longest title without brackets. I mean, what a weird
There
thing,
you
but
go.
it's in there. So voted 20 on Channel 4's 100 Greatest Number 1 Singles list. So that's crazy.
Yeah, and so the theme, it was inspired by the Spanish Civil War and the idealism of the Welsh volunteers who joined the left-wing international brigades fighting for the Spanish Republic against Francisco Franco's military rebels. Say that 10
I was going to
times
say that is a
fast.
mouthful.
The song takes its name from a Republican propaganda poster of the time, written in English and displaying a photograph of a dead young child killed by the nationalists under a sky filled with bomber aircraft, with the song's title warning written at the bottom. Interesting.
Pretty cool poster. I saw it. If this was an actual like album review, that's
Oh,
where we
dang.
pop up the B-roll of that poster. But despite its success, the song itself was not originally intended for the album. It was recorded in a separate session from the rest of the album and was seen as a potential B-side. Its original demo was described by bassist Nicky Wire as, quote, crap. So obviously Nicky was off a little bit on that, thank goodness.
Yeah, so let's get into this one, and then we'll say our favorite tunes at the end here. If you tolerate this, your children will be next. Manic Street Preachers bringing the most probably important overall track on this list here, just due to the subject matter that it had, and musically, man, really strong too. Kind of had that reverb like guitar.
It did. And then the chorus was just, I mean, so good. The future teaches you to be alone, the present to be afraid and cold. So if I can shoot rabbits, then I can shoot fascists. And it says it's a famous quote from a volunteer for the anti-fascist fighters in the Spanish Civil War. Bullets for your brain today, but we'll forget it all again. Monuments put from pen to paper turns me into a gutless wonder. And then the chorus is so good. If you tolerate this, then your children will be next. And I know this is in reference to the Spanish Civil War, but what it reminded me of as a former history teacher is Hitler.
Yeah,
Because when he was taking over Europe, every country turned a blind eye going, well, it's okay if he wants to take Czechoslovakia. As long as he doesn't, it's okay, he just wants Poland. He's not going to bother us until he just kept going. And if you tolerate this, then your children will. Sooner or later, you can't turn a blind eye.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dak, because before you know it, then they'll be turning towards you.
Sooner or later, they're going to get to you, yeah.
And I think this just kind of highlights, don't be passive in life like so many of us go through. If it's not affecting me financially, or
whatever it
this
is,
or
yeah,
that,
exactly.
relationally or governmentally, then I don't really care. But if you let, I don't know much about Franco the fascist.
No, I don't either.
But all these dictators, all these fascists kind of go through the same. They check all the boxes.
Yep.
They try and see. They push their limits and see what happens. And if the people don't, kind of stand and turn up, and you got to continue to do that because obviously, what the famous quote, history does repeat itself.
Yep.
So I just thought that was really really strong, and second verse notes, gravity keeps my head down, or is it maybe shame at being so young and being so vain? Holes in your head today, but I'm a pacifist. I thought that was
awesome.
I thought that was really strong. And then that third verse, kind of the imagery of the old man on the street playing with newspaper cuttings of his glory days, and I'm assuming now the days aren't so glory filled.
Yeah, so he's trying to live in the past.
But really strong instrumentally on
Yeah,
top of that.
Shout out to James Dean Bradfield. Not only did vocals, but electric, 12-string, and acoustic.
Ooh, yeah, putting
and
in
Nick
the work.
Namesmith did the Mellotron, the Hammond, and the Wurlitzer. So these guys putting in the work, man.
Well, I know a lot of people in our group from the UK really love Manic Street Preachers.
I don't think I know anything from them except for this, but boy, what an introduction.
Well, man, that was a very fun list to shoot here, and I guess that'll now take us to our favorite tracks. Before I do, I'll address the elephant in the room as it hit me. I changed shirts to go get dinner, and I forgot to change back. If you see and you were wondering why the last 3 songs I was in a different shirt.
Same day, just separated by 30 minutes. We haven't even eaten yet, guys, so a little behind the scenes here at RTTC.
I figured I'd address it because I know people
what's going on?
Like, what happened? But anyways, man, favorite tracks for me, I gotta go with I don't think it's recency bias. I really think it was.
No, I was thinking the same
favorite.
thing. You're gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. If you tolerate this, your children will be next. I'm gonna go Sally Cinnamon from Stone Roses. And I'm going to go I Don't Know Why I Love You by The House of Love, a little underrated tune. But there were a lot in here in contention. What about you?
This is the hardest top 3 I picked of any top 10 that we've done. That's a lot of tops. But,
you could, I think, really make a case for like 8 of these.
I agree. That's where I don't know. Obviously, if you tolerate this, your children will be next. I'm going to go with Sit Down by James.
I like that. That was in contention for me, too.
And, I'm going to go for Time for Heroes by the Libertines.
I like that too, man.
You could talk me into
Nick Lowe was...
nearly. I know, I almost chose Nick Lowe. What a song.
But, yeah, dude, what an enjoyable list, Peter.
Definitely.
This was a fun one, and again, highlights just how much great music that the place of the UK can bring forward.
Exactly.
Man.
And I don't hardly ever do this. I'm not going to say whose list I've done this with because I don't want to hurt any feelings or anything. But I really make the top 10 lists on Spotify if you don't send them to us, and then I delete them after we've listened to them just because it's time to move on. But this is one. There's only been a few I've done, so I'll actually keep and listen to in my own spare time because it's such a nice list. So yeah, what a fantastic job.
It definitely was. And let us know some of your favorite UK indie tunes down below, man, and what your favorites were from the list that Peter included here. As always, appreciate the research.
Sure.
Appreciate you again, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
And until next time, y'all, thanks for watching. Happy listening, and we will see you.